Hello everyone, Prowl back again, and we have another Hytale news-filled day ahead. Today I have some information on the fallout from the account signups yesterday, some amazing account-related news to go along with that too, a new in-game feature revealed that is absolutely amazing, and a whole lot more. If you enjoy the Hytale news videos, press the like and hype button, and be sure to share it around with your Hytale communities that you're in. If you're going to be playing Hytale, then press the subscribe button right now so you don't miss any streams, let's play, guides, and more coming out here on the channel. I just looked, and 80% of you are not subscribed to the channel currently. So let's see how far we can bring that number down. Also, don't forget, anytime you make a Hytale related purchase, be sure to use code PROWL8413. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps support me making more Hytale content. First, let's talk about everybody's huge day, where everyone could, or at least try to, sign up for their accounts on Hytale.com. And if you missed that news, go check out yesterday's video. My video, Discord channel, and the Hytale devs Twitter got flooded with people having issues signing up as they were not getting the confirmation code emailed to them so they could confirm their accounts. This resulted in dev/null, who I believe is the one that was working on this, having to adjust the process multiple times, making it take a lot longer for the code to time out and to try and reduce traffic from people clicking the resend button. They added a much longer timeout on that as well. Here's what the official Hytale account had to say about the situation. You can now create your Hytale account on the official website. We're getting ready for pre-purchases on December 13th, so you can set up your account ahead of time and prepare for upcoming username reservations. Please note, signups spiked in the last few hours, so email confirmations might be slow. Verifications last approximately 24 hours, so no need to retry the request email button if it doesn't come through. If you've previously signed up for the Hytale beta or Hytale/Hypixel newsletters, we will be sending you an email to reserve your username. Bear in mind, there are millions of emails being sent, so we are slowly rolling them out throughout the week. If you have not previously signed up, you will need to wait until pre-purchase time, December 13th, to claim your username. Thank you for your patience, everyone. #Hytale. So yes, they're sending out millions of emails right now, not only to people that had signed up on these lists previously, but also for people trying to sign up for their accounts. It seems like not only did they have more people attempt to sign in than what they thought, but every time somebody hits that button to resend the email out for the code, it just made the situation a lot worse, which resulted in them getting flooded with millions of email requests all at once. And that's probably the main thing here that's bogged down the system. So if you haven't gotten your email yet, maybe give it a little bit longer till like midday today, which is honestly probably about when this video will come out. And maybe you can try to resubmit one more time then. So on top of that, some people are really confused about the username reservation process. So regarding that, Simon said, seeing a massive number of account creations over the past few hours. That being said, please be patient if you're having issues making an account or receiving a verification email. We're being throttled a bit due to the sheer amount of signups. Very surprising to see that many people are still interested in Hytale. Inspiring journey ahead. The actual username reservation won't start today. It will begin rolling out this week. And then on Saturday, December 13th for pre-orders if you're not on the mailing list, allowing you to secure your username as well. We have reserved many known creators' names in preparation to avoid impersonation, and we have a mechanism in place to prevent anyone from squatting your username if you are a known creator. More info will follow this week. Speaking of which, the Support a Creator Revenue Share program is ready and will be deployed in the coming days for application. I want everyone to please remember, once again, that this will be a true early access experience. We got the game 3 weeks ago, and we are using an old build from 4 years ago. We have big plans for the future, and we are more than honored to see all you supporting us. So let me break this down for you how I understand it. If you signed up for the Hytale beta years ago on the Hytale website, at some point, Riot was supposed to have sent you an email in 2023 as a sort of re-sign up. But Simon and the Hytale team are finding out right now that not everyone was getting this email. So if you did, Riot Games will be sending you your token for your username reservation, and also people that are signed up for Hypixel's newsletter and is also signed up with that, I guess with that same email for a new account, they will also get a token for their username reservation. Now, the reason that the email is coming from Riot for that list is due to privacy regulations. They could not hand over the list of like people that signed up previously to Simon and Hypixel, so therefore they will be sending it out themselves. Now, if you're not on those lists and you don't get the token sent to you before Saturday, when you go to pre-purchase early access to Hytale on Saturday, when that releases, that's when you'll get to reserve your username. So that's how the whole username process is working. Also, if you're just looking to jump in on the hype, make sure you look for me to go live on YouTube and Twitch. I will be live before the pre-sale starts and through the pre-sale process in the beginning, just to experience that process with you guys as I go through and purchase my early copy of the game and you guys purchase your early copy of the game. It'll be a fun time. Next, many of you may have noticed that during the sign up portion, you could use your Epic Games account to create your Hytale account. This led a lot of people to believe that Hytale is going to be listed on Epic Games. Here I have user Limbs said, Simon, so Hytale will be on Epic Games Launcher, question mark, because I see you can log in through Epic Games. Simon did respond to this saying, no, we will not be on the Epic Games Launcher. We are only using their login services. So there's your confirmation that Hytale will not be available through Epic Games. This is more of a convenience thing for people that are signing up, to where if you would like to sign up via your Epic Games account, you can do that via that linking. It's strictly for convenience. They're not going to be on the Epic Games Store, at least not for the foreseeable future, if ever. So next, just to show you guys how much the Hytale servers are really getting hammered right now with all of your requests, Casey Hytale posted, according to Google Trends, Hytale has spiked higher than when the 2018 trailer released. That to me is absolutely insane. That Hytale trailer got so many millions of views. And Simon and team, and I'm sure a lot like myself and a lot of people kind of thought, okay, well, after the sale and then reacquisition, and it's just been so long since 2018 that a lot of people that maybe initially paid attention to Hytale aren't paying attention to Hytale anymore. And it seems like that's not only not true, maybe even more people are paying attention to Hytale now than before, which is a great sign for the studio and a great sign for what's to come with the game. Now, I mentioned dev/null earlier. He's one of the devs on the Hytale team. He put out a really interesting tweet yesterday regarding some account features. Here it reads, some more information about how Hytale accounts work. Our account system is broken into two parts. We have Hytale accounts and game profiles. A Hytale account is used to sign in and is where your authentication methods live, your password, your two-factor authentication, things like that. A game profile is tied to a username, one per game profile, and is where your license to play the game is stored, along with your avatar and any game-specific information. This means you can have multiple game profiles under one Hytale account, removing the need to store and track multiple logins to have alt accounts. For example, Hytale account test@test.com can have under the same account game profile 1, the real test, which is the supporter edition of the game, and game profile 2, Test the Real, which is the Curse Breaker edition. So the TLDR for you guys is your one account you can have multiple profiles attached to it. If you want to put multiple family members on one account, or you want to own multiple copies of the game yourself, each game copy will have its own profile, while multiple profiles can be attached to one account. Any purchases you make for cosmetics and servers, etc., will be profile specific, not account specific. So keep that in mind. This interested me and had me ask Dev this question. Hey, Dev/null, will we be able to run multiple instances of the game at once under two different profiles? And Dev replied, yep. This is great, meaning that if there is a purpose to AFK certain things in the game, like an automated farm, you can do that. And for me as a creator, there could be reasons I may want to run a second account in a world while recording content. I could do that too. So that's really cool. So moving on from the signups, we did have an interesting question posed to Dev regarding servers, and if Hytale is going to have their own servers that you can rent, kind of like realms for Minecraft. Fake Do Mascot said, changing the subject slightly, are you thinking of adding some kind of realm subscription system similar to Minecraft's, where within the game we could have a server that's online 24/7 so that anyone can join and play without the host being present? Dev responded, there will be server providers for day one. We're working with companies that have been in the server hosting business for years. We don't see any point in us handling this as a first-party service when there are other companies that can offer the experience we'd want for our players and at a cheaper price. This lets us focus on making the game as great as can be, rather than focusing on many different areas to try and serve. And let me just say, this is great to hear, because this will help keep the dev team at Hypixel smaller, meaning that they could be more reactive to things and focus more on the content of the game rather than in all the other stuff. So if you want any sort of always on server, maybe you're going to play with your friends, but you want them to be able to play on the world when you aren't on, they will not have their own service for this. And you'll need to go to an external server hosting company. So there are several great ones out there, but I personally am partnered with one called Sparked Host. They have great hardware and great prices. I've used them for my large Minecraft servers for years now, and I've been very happy with their performance. I have been in talks with them about Hytale, and they're aiming to have Hytale servers available to rent by January 13th or day one release for the game. So I'll be sure to let you know as soon as I know that it's available, and you can use the link and code down in my description to set up your own Hytale server if you'd like to help support the channel further and get yourself a Hytale server set up. So Slikey has an update for you Mac and Linux users. RE Mac and Linux support. We have finally removed the last library that was causing trouble for Mac and Linux support. We're able to build for Linux now using Flatpak. Mac builds are a work in progress. There is more work on the CI/CD pipeline to host the files required for Flatpak. This is still no confirmation for Linux/Mac support at launch, but we're getting closer to that becoming a reality. More in-depth testing remains. We'll keep updating as we move forward. I'm not going to pretend like I know what half of the things he's saying here means, but what I do know is you Mac and Linux users, it's looking good for you guys. They're getting a lot closer to having things ready there. So the next one I have here is a really great new feature for Hytale to tell you about that Simon just revealed to me. Kind of. It won't be in game at early access launch, and it isn't a priority yet, but I had this really cool idea for a feature that I posted on X. I said, okay, Simon Hypixel, huge idea for later on. A wardrobe furniture item you can place, and its UI allows you to save cosmetic sets for your character to wear. So the player would be able to go into their wardrobe and change their outfit in game easily. This is just something that I thought about as I was looking through all of the different wardrobe options that are coming with the additions of the game, and knowing that there's going to be a lot more coming after that. Simon did respond and said, already in the plans, long-term after launch. So I love that this is going to be a feature, as Hytale is likely going to have a lot of neat cosmetics, and being able to swap out your look in game whenever you want to versus having to do that out of the game through multiple menus, I think will add a lot of life and character to your time playing the game. You could swap to different outfits for different activities that you're doing, or just to swap things around to other looks you think look cool without having to leave the game to do it. Lastly, I wanted to let you know about an interview that I did with an up-and-coming creator named Chimkin Fingers that is coming out tomorrow, December 10th. He asked me about why I started making content, a lot about Hytale, including what my future plans for content in the game are. So be sure to go check out his channel. I'll link it in the description down below, and watch the interview if you're interested. Anyways, that's what I have for news for you today. Again, if you liked this video, please press the like and hype button on the video, click subscribe and turn notifications on, and use code PROW8413 in game to help support my Hytale content. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great day.